So I was wondering about a month ago whether it was possible to do a SUMIF without having the operators visible in the cell. So just a kind of a silly thing, but then it led into something else. Oh, so first of all, here is the value that we're selecting, and the values in column B have to be greater than or equal to 8, and then we add up the numbers here in column C, or the total column. So here's the normal way to do it. We would go like this, and we would just say SUMIF. The criteria is column B, as I said before. Here's our criteria. I've got the operators here and referring to the cell value in D8, and then the numbers being added up in column C. But we see the operators are clearly here within the formula. So kind of I would call it a cheap trick, but it actually works. Formula 2, if we go like this, and we just use the char 62 and char 61, this was the whole challenge. Can we get the right answer without even using, or at least directly using, the greater than and the less than symbol, or it could be the equal to or equal to, less than, whatever, without using these actual values? And at first I thought there's no way. And then I was trying to use indirect and all sorts of silly things. But this actually does it quite easily. Now, this is just to prove that it's possible. But then I got thinking, well, sometimes over the years people have said, I cannot possibly remember what these mean, because they're not, let's say they're not math people and they're afraid of making a mistake. They can't remember which one's which. They understand the equal symbol, but the order, or which one's greater than, which one's less than. So there actually is a way that we can have a drop-down list like this, and people can just select the text, and then they can, the formula will work just fine. So here's the third formula, and the first step is we have to select what we want here. So let's select the same thing, greater than or equal to, simply in text. And some people, they're just, for me in Microsoft Word, I'm lost, or Microsoft PowerPoint, know nothing about it. Same thing for some people in Excel, just not their strong point. So we select the operator from the list like this, and you notice that this answer is the same as the other two. It is the correct answer. And what it does is a simple lookup. The match, I guess it could have been a VLOOKUP as well, but match this value. See how it's purple here? It's purple, the little box here. So match it, or look for it in there. And then the index is just our answer. So our answer comes from this column. And it works just fine. So let's just make sure it works. Let's pick the equal to. So here we have only 2 8, so it has to be equal to 8. We have an 8 up here with 22, and an 8 there with 23. So that's an answer of 45. So it does work. So you could sort of maybe protect the formula, and then just this part changes, which is a little bit easier to read. So you can pick any of these, and it will update correctly. Now, I used the char function here, but you could just take this, copy and paste it as values, and it works just fine. So I always wondered if this was possible, and here's the sort of the silly answer that we don't even need the operators, but here's a nice way if you have someone that just isn't really a math person.